what makes a classic song a classic song? This has been a burning question for me for not too long, but I've got inspired with the question from watching a few series on Netflix. One was a movie. And the other one was Stranger Things.
Like this. Yeah, like that.
I found that they were able to pull good songs from the period and place it into their scenes. Brilliant. I'm not sure who was in charge of that job, but it went with the theme of the show. And it brought me to say what makes some of these songs classics. And classic songs are timeless pieces of art.
Push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head.
Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm just kicking new flavor in your ear. Like a brand new flavor in your ear.
And I think somehow today's time doesn't give you that feel.
Beat it up, we're a nut shorty face. Eli blast, cracking foes like a vase.
Blicky got the stiffy, got blicky, drumming.
Maybe because I'm out of that generation that I would say that, but you kind of could sense, oh, this is a song that when I hear it, I'll remember this years from now. And I don't think some of the songs today give you that feel. And I don't think they give you that feel for several reasons. One, good songwriting. I mean, it's a matter of opinion. You could think it's a good song. You could think the person who's writing it is the most lyrical, intelligent individual you've ever heard or seen. But in my opinion, I don't think a lot of craft is put into some of the songwriting. The other one is good engineering capabilities of capturing the song. Since this is a channel that's supposed to focus on audio and other forms of media, but audio being first, I think somehow engineering has become too easy and too readily available. And I shouldn't say it shouldn't be readily available, but somehow there's an artistic part that's missing out in the engineering of music. So let's take some particular songs, listen to them, and then see what makes the difference between those songs as classics and what makes these songs not so classic.
There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah, there will be an answer, let it be.
And with the Beatles, you find that this stuff is, 50 years old? And some of this stuff sounds incredible. Not some of it, all of it sounds incredible. You may not be a Beatles fan, but you've heard of the Beatles, right? And you may not necessarily know all the Beatles songs, but you've heard a Beatles song. But what made that stuff sound great, timeless? Some of the stuff you hear today sounds identical to what you hear today. So everything sounds the same. When the Beatles came out, nobody sounded like the Beatles. When Jimi Hendrix came out, nobody sounded like Jimi Hendrix. When Led Zeppelin came out, nobody sounded like Led Zeppelin. When Bob Marley came out, nobody sounded like Bob Marley. You may have had the style of music, the genre of music, but the sound of it all wasn't identical. Bob Marley's a great example also of something that sounds timeless.
Stir it up, little darling, stir it up. Come on, baby.
You hear punchy kicks, smooth bass lines, right? Alluring guitar licks. And these songs were done some 30, 40 years ago. And why is it that they are classic? You know they're classic. There's not one person on this planet that will never tell you a Bob Marley song isn't a classic and it doesn't do anything to them when they hear it. You just must not like reggae. Or you just must not like music. But music is classic because of the efforts that were made to make it so. Good songwriting, great vibes, great engineering approach to a lot of what was done when it was done. You have a whole bunch of stuff to your access now with engineering and technology and so forth and so on. A lot of those things weren't readily available then. So you had to actually take your song, craft your song, and then record it, and then let the engineer do their job, right? And the engineer did their job by using their mind. Don't always reach for the technical stuff. The technical stuff is great. But the other stuff that is important is the artistic ability with what you understand technically. That's the part that I think that most people forget. What makes music music? There's an artistry in it all. I'm not trying to offend anybody who may like what they like now, whatever that is. But the stuff that we're doing today is done too quickly, done too rapidly, and done with almost the same recipe. I think years ago you could have probably copied somebody's recipe, but you really did have to study what they did, how they did it, and then almost in a sense come up with your own sense of style. I think that's missing completely today. And as an engineer who was able to play with actual analog, the stuff that I did then, I could transfer into a digital world, but you still have to understand how that stuff was done in the analog world and then transfer it into a digital world. We just go straight into digital, and that's fine and that's good. It's affordable, it's easy, you could do it in your house, you could do it in your bedroom. But let's also, with the technical stuff, learn how to do it artistically. Take a paintbrush, any paintbrush, take any canvas, and do what you do best. Don't go for the technical stuff and then do the technical stuff, and then you're not really giving an expression. You hear it all the time on American Idol and shows. Oh, you're not giving us an expression. We want to know who you are, blah, 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 and you hear that stuff all the time. But it's true. If you can't resonate who you are as an individual in your art, you will not be accepted. Some will accept you, of course. I'm not saying it will never happen. But no more cookie cutting, no more copying and pasting, no more duplicating. You have all this stuff to your access today, and not one original sound has been produced. That's what's not gonna make a lot of this stuff today. Classics. Everybody's using the same sound. Pop is using 808 kicks. That's not a problem, but I hear that in trap, I hear it in rap, I hear it in hip hop, I hear it in dance. So let's take what we have and make something new. Let's make new classics. I think that's what's missing. Stuff is too easily accessible, and when things become so easily accessible to you, your juices just don't seem to juice. That's my opinion. And I hope you guys get something out of that. I don't want to offend anybody. It's just I want more creativity, and I think a lot of people are looking for more creativity. And those things that are creative today are not really pushed in the forefront. Anyway, thanks for joining. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that little like bell thing so you know what's going on. And I'll see you in the next one.